If first impressions were everything, Earth had already lost. From the polished viewports of the UHF Rust Bucket, named as both a joke and a dare, humanity looked about as ready for interstellar diplomacy as a raccoon in a tuxedo. The ship limped through space with duct-taped panels, exposed wiring, and a hull that looked like it had survived a relationship with an angry asteroid. It had. Inside, however, was the most dangerous weapon Earth had ever launched: sarcasm. Commander Rex, Wrecker, Dalton slouched in his captain's chair, chewing a chili dog like the fate of the galaxy didn't matter. He wore the regulation uniform like a formality, half unzipped, sleeves rolled, grease stain on the left collarbone from a maintenance crawl he insisted on doing himself. The bridge was alive with activity, if by activity one meant bare minimum functionality. "Karen," Rex said through a mouthful, "give me a status update that won't make me cry." The ship's AI chimed in, voice crisp and deeply judgmental. "Engines are technically operational, shields are more suggestion than defense, and life support is working harder than your liver after shore leave. But hey, no one's dead. Yet." "Love the optimism," Rex muttered, finishing the dog and wiping his hand on his pants. "Penny, tell me something good." Lieutenant Penelope Vox didn't look up from the mess of cables sprawled across her workstation like spilled spaghetti. Her goggles were pushed up on her forehead, revealing eyes that had seen the back-end code of alien tech and survived. "Barely. I rerouted the coolant loop through the coffee machine again. Ship runs faster when she's caffeinated." Karen sniffed digitally. "I am not a barista, Penelope." "Then stop steaming like one," Penny fired back. Rex grinned. "Where's Morales?" As if summoned by sarcasm, the starboard hatch burst open and Sergeant Frank, boom boom, Morales sauntered in, cradling what appeared to be a missile warhead dressed in a baby blanket. "Say hello to little Vengeance," he beamed. "That's a thermonuclear device," Karen snapped. "And you've swaddled it." "She gets cold," Morales said earnestly. Penny didn't look up. "Frank, if that thing goes off, we'll be atoms arguing about whose fault it was." "Mine," he said proudly. Before Rex could deliver a response soaked in dry humor, a sharp beep filled the room. Karen's tone dropped to serious. "Incoming transmission. It's them." The bridge dimmed. A beam of shimmering gold light speared down from the ceiling, assembling into the holographic image of a woman so regal it hurt to look at her. Every inch of her radiated divine arrogance, from the ethereal crown of living crystal to the gown that floated like starlight. Her eyes were cool, calculating, and very, very bored. "Greetings, species designation, Homo sapiens." The voice was musical, artificial, and politely condescending. "I am Princess Zelnra of the Zyrelian Ascendancy. It is with great pity that we observe your planetary civilization floundering in adolescence." Penny muttered, "Oh great, space Karen sent her mom." The princess continued, "Your primitive reliance on combustion, projectiles, and unrefined energy forms is adorable. As such, the Ascendancy extends its hand in uplift. You will submit, peacefully, and enjoy the comforts of true civilization. Your art shall be preserved. Your culture, catalogued." Karen whispered, translation, museum exhibit. "We offer peace, prosperity," Zelna said, "and protection. In return, you will relinquish military development, sovereign independence, and the delusion of autonomy. Please respond with gratitude." The feed ended. Silence fell. Rex leaned back, wiped chili sauce off his chin, and cracked open a beer with one thumb. "Well," he said, "at least they pronounced Homo sapiens right this time." "Did she just call us a species in need of pity?" Penny asked. "She called us adorable," Morales said, looking genuinely offended. "I haven't been called adorable since that time I hugged a landmine." "Karen," Rex said, setting the can down with a clink. "Record message. Maximum snark." The holographic emitter sparked to life again, this time casting Rex in full sardonic glory. He straightened his posture just enough to be sarcastically formal, then began. "Dearest Radiance Princess Sparkle Glitter some." Karen cut in. "It's Zelnara." "Close enough. First, thanks for your concern. It's always nice to hear from neighbors, even the smug, imperialistic ones with god complexes. Second, we respectfully decline your offer of glorified servitude. He leaned in slightly. But we do appreciate your interest in our primitive planet. We'd be delighted to attend your little, what do you call it? Peace accord? We'll bring snacks. He gave a mock salute and killed the feed. Penny clapped slowly. You're really going to make them invite us in person? Of course, we don't want to seem too eager to join the Space Heirloom catalog. Shall I schedule our funeral? Karen asked. Not yet. Rex swiveled to Penny. Upload the handshake packet. Penny pulled a chip from her jacket and slotted it into the terminal. A subtle vibration ran through the ship. Message is away. Grandma's waking up. Remind me, Morales said, what exactly is Grandma? Rex grinned, the kind of grin that made generals sweat. Project Grandmother. Cold War relic. She's been orbiting Neptune for 70 years, wrapped in black ice and paranoia. Full-spectrum defense AI. Woke her up last week when the Xyrelian probe buzzed our moon. Karen's voice dropped low. You woke up the galaxy's oldest warbot and didn't tell me? Surprise, Rex said. You're a big sister now. Morales looked suddenly thoughtful. Does Grandma have nukes? She is nukes, Penny replied. Just then another ping. Karen announced it with mock enthusiasm. And just like that, they invited us to dinner. Xyrelian flagship. VIP treatment. We're on the menu, boys and girls. Rex popped the top on his second beer. Time to play stupid, he said. Again. Morales groaned. It's what we do best, Penny said. They turned back to the viewport. The Xyrelian flagship loomed in the distance, its architecture so beautiful it almost made you forget they wanted to own your species. Almost. Then, another message arrived, just a short one. Zelnar appeared, lips curled in faint amusement. You are charming insects. We shall enjoy studying your remains. Rex raised his can in toast. Insects, huh? He downed the rest in one swig, crushed the can, and tossed it into the recycler. Cute, he muttered, eyes hardening. Let's sting. The UHF Rust Bucket made its grand entrance by limping through the gates of the Xyrelian flagship's docking bay while blasting Bon Jovi's, Wanted Dead or Alive, at decibels usually reserved for riot control. Its hull sparked dramatically, mostly due to an overheating thruster, and the left wing dipped like a drunk pigeon trying to flirt with the floor. Rex, Wrecker, Dalton didn't turn the music off. Let the glowing alien cathedral of arrogance bathe in 80s Earth glory. The Aurora Zenith was a floating testament to aesthetic overkill. Every corridor shimmered with light-bending alloys. The floors didn't just reflect your image, they critiqued your outfit. The Xyrelian honor guard stood at attention in armor that looked like it had been forged by angelic 3D printers having a competition. Rex and his crew disembarked like a squad of misfit tourists who'd taken a wrong turn at Mars. Morales wore a tactical vest over a Hawaiian shirt. Penny had on combat boots and a hoodie that said, I void warranties. Karen manifested through a floating spherical drone, her digital eye blinking with passive aggression. The Xyrelian guide was already waiting, 7 feet tall, skin like pearl glass, and a voice smoother than condescending silk. I am Yirelin, Minister of Intercivilizational Hospitality. Welcome to the Aurora Zenith. Rex gave a slow nod and said, Cool. Got a bathroom? Yirelin blinked. There are facilities, yes. Neat, Morales said, snapping a photo of a nearby statue with a camera shaped like a potato. They were led down a corridor of impossible symmetry. Every archway sang harmonic tones. The walls gently exhaled perfumed air. The lighting adjusted to complement their skin tones. Creepy, Penny muttered, hacking the nearest panel with a modified Nokia brick phone duct-taped to a drone battery. You're inside a technological marvel revered across 5 galaxies, Karen whispered through the crew comms. Maybe pretend to be impressed. I'd be more impressed if the doors didn't sigh at me, Penny whispered back. They were escorted into what could only be described as a sacred tech museum, hall after hall showcasing Xyrelian marvels. Yirelin gestured with delicate fingers. This is our graviton engine core. It bends space-time around the ship rather than propelling it. Rex leaned in, squinting. Does it come in red? Yearlin faltered. Color is irrelevant. Yeah, but red ones go faster, Rex said seriously. Karen beeped like a tired parent. Yearlin led them onward, proudly showing off a containment field the size of a football stadium. This is a Class 7 energy shield matrix. It can resist stellar flares and planetary impacts. Morales nodded appreciatively. But can it handle sarcasm? Yearlin's eye twitched. Further along, they arrived at the weapons gallery. Gleaming orbs pulsed on pedestals. Quantum destabilizers, Yearlin explained. They erase matter by reversing probability. Rex frowned. That sounds like cheating. Advanced, Yearlin corrected. Right? Penny added, poking a panel. So advanced you need 17 failsafes just to turn them on. Yearlin's smile dimmed. Those are for protocol. Penny snorted. Sure. At one point, Morales accidentally stuck his chewing gum to a 900-year-old sculpture made from compressed nebula ice. Karen piped cheerful hold music into the room. Oops, Morales said. Thought that was a urinal. You disrespect our culture, Yearlin said through clenched jaw. No, Rex said, smiling. This is how humans bond. We mock each other relentlessly. You should try it. Builds character. Meanwhile, Penny's phone began vibrating silently. She gave a slight nod. I'm in, she whispered. Sensors are piggybacking our Nokia signal. Map is building. Karen added in a smug tone, you're using 1990s Earth hardware to outfox a galactic flagship. Don't fix what isn't broken, Penny said. They, accidentally, dropped a rusted tool next to a shield node. No one noticed the low-frequency pulse it began emitting. Every 10 seconds, it pinged a new data point. Back on the freighter, Grandma was compiling it all, structural layouts, shield modulation rhythms, even cafeteria traffic patterns. Then came the dinner. A ballroom as large as an Earth football stadium shimmered with golden architecture and gravity-defying chandeliers. A quartet of alien musicians played an instrument that sounded like bagpipes mating with a harp. Princess Zelna entered to soft, reverent tones, flanked by attendants who walked like they were floating. Her gown shimmered with starlight algorithms, constantly shifting to reflect her mood, which appeared to be mildly amused. The humans were given seats at the far end of the table, next to a bubbling aquarium filled with telepathic fish that screamed if you lied. Commander Dalton, she said, voice smooth as iced wine. I trust the tour was enlightening? Oh yeah, Rex replied. Really makes our microwave look underwhelming. You humans are quite spirited, she said, picking up a glass of liquid light. Tell me, is it true you once fought a century-long war over a beverage? Rex blinked. You mean coffee? That was a Tuesday. She smiled. Fascinating. Such passion over beans. Hey, some things are worth fighting for, Penny said. Caffeine is sacred. Morales grinned. You guys ever try tacos? Zelnara tilted her head. Tacos? Crunchy, spicy, life-changing, he said reverently. Also available in combo meals. One of the Xyrelian generals coughed in confusion. Zelna leaned closer to Rex. You are bold for a species barely out of its cradle. Rex met her gaze without blinking. And you're sleeping at the wheel. The room tensed. He smiled pleasantly. Nighty-night, Your Highness. She stared at him, studying every twitch of his face. Then she laughed. It was light, airy, like bells in zero gravity. You are entertaining, she said. We look forward to your performance at the Accord tomorrow. Rex nodded, lifting his glass. Just don't say we didn't bring snacks. Back in their quarters, technically a luxury cell, the crew dropped their tourist act. Karen appeared on a holoscreen. We've mapped 84% of the ship. Found 6 shield blind spots, 3 thermal exhausts, and a weird shrine to what might be their emperor's houseplant. Anything useful? Rex asked. Everything, Karen replied. Their weapons are slow to retarget. Their shields cycle frequencies every 11 seconds. Their command structure is centralized, not redundant. If we poke the right node. They trip over their own egos, Penny said. Rex stretched, cracking his neck. Perfect. Tomorrow? Morales asked. Tomorrow, Rex confirmed, picking up a small metal tube from his boot. It looked unassuming, just a stubby cylinder of earth junk. But it hummed softly, and the tip glowed a muted red. I hope she likes surprises, he said. The Xyrelian fleet gleamed like a constellation polished by narcissism. 60 capital-class vessels, each the size of a small moon, floated above Earth orbit in a crescent formation, an imperial fan poised for a royal slap. Their formation was geometric perfection, symmetrical to the nanometer. Even their weapons glowed in synchronized pulses, more art installation than Warfleet. And at the center, hovering like a smug disco ball, loomed the Aurora Zenith. Princess Zelna stood on the command dais in ceremonial battle robes, which shimmered between defiance and annoyance. Her arms were crossed, her posture impeccable, her expression poised just between pity and contempt. They've sent 20 ships, her advisor sniffed. Barely armed. No discernible shielding. She narrowed her eyes. Primitive. As expected. In orbit below, the Earth fleet looked like a flea market of desperation. Misshapen hulls. Rusty panels. Visible duct tape. One ship still bore the faded logo of a pizza chain. And yet, every human on the bridge of the Rust Bucket was grinning like it was karaoke night. All right, team, Rex said, cracking his knuckles. Time to see if the galaxy's finest can handle some good monkey mayhem. I've got 3 heat signatures in their plasma arrays, Penny reported, legs kicked up on her console. They're charging for a volley. Still not targeting us like a threat, Karen added. Their battle AI flagged us as ornamental. That's the spirit, Morales chuckled, stroking the side of a rusty missile like it was a beloved dog. You ready, Betsy? The missile hummed. Aboard the Aurora Zenith, Zelna raised a hand. Begin demonstration. The Xyrelian flagship's plasma lances discharged like the wrath of dying suns. Screaming beams of energy lanced toward the Earth fleet. Heat distorted space itself. One human ship exploded in a glorious fireball. Hey, Rex said. That was the Billy Ray Cyrus. I like their playlist. Shields at 0, obviously, Penny said. They're targeting formation centers. Trying to encourage surrender. The human ships broke rank. To the Xyrelians, it looked like a panic spiral, erratic thrusts, clumsy pivots, a scattering of vessels like marbles dumped across a floor. In truth, it was a classic maneuver. Rex tapped the screen. Operation Red October, Submarine Formation Delta. Karen blinked. That's from 1980s naval fiction. Exactly. They'll never see it coming. Each human ship rotated on its z-axis and disappeared from direct line of sight, maneuvering not like sleek warships but like depth-charged U-boats. No shields. No cloaks. Just angles and velocity. Boom boom, Rex said. Permission to raise hell? Bring the thunder. Boom Boom launched what looked like a refurbished grain silo wrapped in Christmas lights. It sputtered, spun, and then ignited in a blue-orange roar. Penny launched hers too, a rust bucket with a handwritten sticker that said, "Not a weapon." The Xyrelian AI didn't even blink. No heat signature to track. No energy resonance. No quantum wake. Until the first one punched through the shield of the stellar ascendancy and detonated inside its primary core. A delayed mushroom cloud bloomed in the vacuum. Back on the rust bucket, Karen tilted her digital head. That escalated. Keep feeding the pigs, Rex said. From every Earth ship came waves of obsolete projectiles, railgun slugs, titanium-tipped rods, tungsten darts, uranium flechettes. Ancient weapons, all physics and fury. No energy to intercept. No algorithms to predict. Another Xyrelian ship ruptured, crumpling like a soda can under God's heel. The alien formation panicked. "Your Highness," cried the captain. "Their weapons are breaching our shields." "That's impossible," another snapped. "No energy frequency detected." Zelna's hands gripped the rail. Her lips parted, words lost in the realization forming behind her eyes. They weren't primitive. They were patient. Back on the rust bucket, Morales cackled. That's 3 dreadnoughts down. Feels like cheat codes. Penny flipped her screen to the Xyrelian damage report. Their AI is still flagging our missiles as asteroid debris. Karen purred. Would you like to overwrite their entire fleet's targeting system with a Windows 95 screensaver? Do it, Rex said. Give him flying toasters. On the Aurora Zenith, screens glitched. Dozens of displays began showing retro animations, pixelated toast with wings flapping across status monitors. This is Earth Defense AI kindly annoying reasonable execution network. Please enjoy this complimentary demonstration of Newton's third law. The Zentari blade, a Xyrelian warbeast with 4 shield rings, was suddenly struck by a kinetic cluster round, 10 uranium darts at 30,000 meters per second. The ship folded. Aboard the Aurora Zenith, silence reigned. Zelnra stared, stunned, as ship after ship bloomed into fragments. She turned to her generals. You said they were children. They are, one mumbled. But, violent children. She looked out over the battlefield. Every Xyrelian tactic had been based on elegance, on predictable counters, energy flows, and calculated duels. And Earth? Earth had brought a baseball bat to a laser fight. One final signal came through. The rust bucket on the main display, Rex front and center. Permission to speak freely, Your Highness? Zelnra's lips tightened. Granted. We weren't fighting a war, Rex said. You declared a pageant. We brought demolition charges. She stared at him. You planned this? He shook his head. No, Your Highness. We practiced for this. He tapped a command. Karen lit up. Now initiating Operation Grandma's Wrath. In Earth orbit, a silvery, ancient-looking satellite blinked awake. Grandma had been dormant since 2073. Her systems came online with a wheeze and a groan. Inside her databanks, World War II artillery algorithms, Cold War satellite protocols, and the personality matrix of one very judgmental retired librarian. Acquiring targets, Grandma chirped. Lasers? She launched kinetic rods from low orbit. Hypervelocity impactors. Tungsten telephone poles dropping from space. Each strike hit a Xyrelian vessel like the fist of a vengeful god. 1, 2, 8 ships vanished. Coordinates matched, Grandma said sweetly. Now where's my tea? Zelnra collapsed back into her throne. The Aurora Zenith shook. Evacuate, she ordered, voice flat. Too late. One last rusty missile arced through her shields. The tip bore a smiley face. Boom Boom's custom work. The explosion was visible from the moon. Later. Earth orbit. The remnants of the Xyrelian fleet floated in silence. Messages from other empires poured in. Diplomatic overtures. Apologies. Inquiries. A few offers for marriage. On the rust bucket, the crew toasted with cans of cheap beer. Karen played Sinatra. Rex leaned back in his chair. Oh, that went better than last Tuesday. Penny lifted her can. To Grandma. Morales grinned. To old-school violence. Karen hummed. To human stubbornness. A final signal came in from Princess Zeln, on an open channel, audio only. We underestimated you. Rex tapped the mic. That's the idea. She was quiet for a moment. What else are you hiding? Rex smiled. We stayed primitive on purpose. Then he leaned over and cut the channel. Karen's voice filled the silence. Would you like me to schedule their surrender ceremony for next week? Give them a week to panic, Rex said. Then we'll bring tacos.